Welcome back to the Destination Destiny podcast. This is episode 6. If this is your first time joining, I'd like you to check out the previous episodes so you can catch on. And today we're going to be talking about something extremely important. The last 2 episodes we spoke about the fact that relationships matter. The right relationships make a big difference in your lives. That's the first one we spoke about finding a mentor. The last one we spoke about having the right people in your corner, your inner circle, and so on. Today, we're going to talk about being influential. Much more than having a mentor, having the right friends, it's also important that you make a commitment to influence others, to be a hand that can lift others and build them. So today, we're going to be talking about becoming or being a mentor. There are various types of relationships that you need in your life to thrive. And this is so key. The 2 main types that I will be speaking about today are vertical and horizontal relationships. And you have to understand that in order for you to truly get to your destination, fulfill that big dream, come into the realization of your vision, you can't try to knock these relationships out because you feel like, I got this, I can figure it out. But like we've said before, you can't do much alone. So let's talk about it. So you must understand, first of all, that you need these relationships, like I said. So we have the vertical relationship that we're starting with. And this goes 2 ways. It goes upwards and downwards. With the upward relationship, which we already spoke about, you have role models that you look up to, thought leaders or experts, and that's your skill, your area of influence, your sector that you can receive from. And then now we have those that can receive from you. This is the downward portion where people are looking up to you. You are a role model. People are trying to use you as an inspiration to fulfill their own vision. And this is so key because they are people that you can call mentees, people that you have gone ahead of, you have learned all the lessons that they don't have to learn. You have gone through the trials, the challenges, and all they have to come into the experiences that you have already went through. And it's easier for them. And this is so key because as someone that wants to fulfill a vision for your life, if you're not pouring into others, you become constipated. You become irritated because there's so much that people can learn from you. And you might be feeling like, hey, I just started this journey. I don't know much myself, or I'm being mentored. How can I truly be influential? You must understand something that is so key. You know enough to change a person's life. I know that might be hard to digest, but it's really the truth. The information that you have gleaned over the years, over the months, can make a difference in a person's life. And I've experienced this several occasions in my life when I've gone through a challenge and someone has come to me for counsel and I was able to just share my story. You don't understand that sharing your story goes a long way. I was able to share my story about a similar experience and how I was able to get through it. And you realize that people are at ease. You know, one of the most painful things when they go through challenges, one of the most painful things is that they feel alone. They feel like they're asking questions like, why me? But if you can show them that, hey, I've been through it, I've gotten through it, and there's a way out, it encourages people to keep moving and never stop. So you want to have people that are looking up to you. You want to be intentional about these relationships, intentional about ensuring that they are getting, fed from you. You're adding value to their lives. And the beautiful thing about these ones is because they're going to keep you on your toes. You have people that are prodigies, that are mentees, they're going to want to hold you accountable because, hey, you know that someone is looking up to you and you can't afford to drop the ball. So you need to be able to ensure that these people that you're committing yourself to are serious. One thing that I've observed lately in these times is either people can't stand this whole idea of mentoring, or they feel like mentoring is just to have someone to chill with and just talk about your problems and vent. But you have to be intentional about identifying the right people that you want to influence, because you want to make sure that you're pouring to people that will value the information, the experiences that you're sharing, versus those that are just trying to feed off of you and use you. So that is so key. And you have to understand why this is important, because when you're doing well, when you're flourishing, when you're thriving, you're going to attract so many people to you. And some people don't have the right intentions. So please be mindful of that. I was just speaking to someone a few days ago, and she was sharing with me how she wanted to mentor this young lady. And she shared stuff about how she's been giving her money, she's been giving her advice, giving her tasks to complete, but she wasn't coming through. But she just wanted to be there to vent. She wanted to be there to get money. And I told her that there's no point. Just cut off that relationship. She's not ready. So you want to be able to identify the right people. You want people that will respect your craft. You want people that would be willing to put in the work that they need to come up to their, their vision. And this is so, so key. And you must understand something about this mentoring platform, this mentoring relationships that I'm speaking of. Of course, it doesn't have to be like a huge platform. It can just be a one-on-one relationship. It can be more structured. Whatever works for you. It can be groups of people that you're mentoring at a time. But you must understand that in these kind of relationships, learning goes both ways. They go both ways. And this is so important, because you want to be able to humble yourself enough to realize that you don't know it all. I've had the privilege of mentoring people for many years, all across the board, for different areas of life. And one thing that I've observed is that when I really take the time to settle down and listen to them, I learn from them. Because there's generations that are gone ahead of us, there's generations coming behind us. And if you're not in touch with the people that you're mentoring, if you're not in touch with their culture, their language, you can be given advice that is not something that they can relate to. So you must understand that learning goes both ways. Be open-minded, be willing to listen as well, not just speaking, giving instructions, but be willing to listen to those that look up to you, because they have something to say, they have something to share that could change you as an individual, that can cause you to see things from a different perspective. And this is so key. And we spoke about the fact that this whole thing about fulfilling destiny is basically doing God's plan for your life. You must understand that God can speak through anyone to you. So one thing that you have to do when you're considering mentoring others is that you have to be compassionate. You have to see beyond the person's flaws, their weaknesses, and understand that you put yourself in their shoes, understand that you've been there before. So there might be some people that don't respond to you as they like. Some people might be running away. Some people might be difficult, but you must be compassionate, because when you're compassionate, you see them for who they truly are. They might not be there yet, but they're on a journey. And because of compassion, you'll be more lenient, with helping them to thrive, with helping them to proceed to the next level. So you want to be loving. You want to be someone that when they think of you, there is not fear that comes up, or they're not trying to be like, oh my gosh, this person is harsh. But you want them to relate with you on the basis of this person is loving. Even though sometimes the love might be tough love, but they're loving. You want to be gentle. You want to be kind. You want to be understanding. So, so key. Don't downplay their struggles. Don't downplay their challenges. But be so kind that when they need someone to help them, when they're in a rut, one of the first people they will think of is their mentor. And you also want to have a balance. So yes, you want to be loving, you want to be caring, you want to be kind, but you don't want to be too soft. So people don't, take advantage of your kindness. So you want to also have that healthy balance where you can correct them in love. You can be firm with them so that they won't just keep making excuses, right? Then also, in order for you to effectively mentor someone and, build them and guide them in this journey, you have to understand where they are coming from. People have stories, they have backgrounds, they have things, experiences that has made them who they are currently. And if you don't truly take time to analyze and understand this, you might not get the kind of results, that you desire to see in them, because you might feel like maybe these people are being difficult. Maybe they're just being, dishonest or not understanding anything. But if you understand their background, you can see how you can influence them in this season, the present hour, so that their backgrounds, no matter how tough, bad, ugly it was, won't affect who they are becoming. And that's so key. One of the things that helped me when I discovered who my mentors were was the fact that they knew my background. They understood where I was coming from, but they never judged me. And because they understood where I was coming from, they understood the things that I could take at a moment. They understood why I said things, why I thought a certain way, and so forth. And they were able to, use that information not to be harsh or to be judgmental, but they were able to use that information to raise me into who I was created to be. So you must understand that no matter where anyone is coming from, whatever they have been through can be used as a tool, as a stepping tool in their journey to, their destiny. So key. Also, what is so key about having mentors is that, or mentees, people that you're mentoring, is that you want to have a plan for them, because over time you want to be able to measure their growth. You want to be able to say that, okay, we have goals and you were able to accomplish these goals, and you can check it off as you go. If there's no plan, then the relationship is just going to be there. There's not going to be any movement. There's not going to be any success stories, and it's just going to be blah. But if there's a plan, you can have landmarks where you can refer to and say that, yes, you have accomplished this, you have done this, or maybe there's something that you need to do better. Let's go back to the last point and be able to reanalyze how we can be more effective and how we can reach this goal. So you want to be sure that your mentorship is not random. You want to be sure that you are having regular discussions to hold this individual accountable. And the beautiful thing about mentoring also is that you want to give feedback. It's so key for people to hear, how far they have come. It encourages them on the journey versus just telling them the mistakes they've made, how bad they have done this and that. But giving consistent feedback helps people to stay inspired, helps them to be encouraged, and helps them to keep going. You also want to get regular updates for them. Don't leave your mentees hanging. Sometimes they might be going through a tough time and it might be difficult to reach out to you, but you can do your part by reaching out to them, and understand that no matter what they're going through, there is a way out. Keep them encouraged. Take time to pray for them. Take time to pray with them. Take time to be there so that no matter what, even when they mess up, even when they go against what you have said, the instructions, the counsel, the guidance, they can always run back to you. So that's the end of today's episode. I hope you were truly inspired and encouraged to be somebody's mentor today. Look for someone that has been trying to come, along your path, along you, trying to get your attention, and prayerfully decide if this is something you want to invest in. Because when you invest in someone's life, you invest in a destiny. And when you invest in a destiny, you impact a generation. I can't wait to see you next time. Be sure to subscribe to this podcast, leave a comment, review the podcast, share with your friends, your loved ones, your colleagues. Share. And be sure to come back for episode 7. Take care.